is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Double honor to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aaron coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I saw this article here, which a couple of brothers were sharing, all right, as a regular post. And then later on in the day, I saw a couple of brothers actually from the main camp, the brother Yashalam and the brother Amwal Gabar, all right, did their videos on this topic. All right, now I did see the GMS Watchman, the brother Yashalam's video, but I've yet to watch the elder brother Amwal Gabar. All right, but I'll check it out after, Lord willing. But basically, as the title goes, it says Canadian measure would remove free speech protection for quoting Bible sacred texts. Okay, so we're in those days, like we've been saying for years ago, all right, that there's going to come a time eventually where these world governments are going to come against the Bible, all right, and those who speak, all right, according to the scriptures. Well, in this case, we're talking about the truth of the Bible, all right, which is only going to be heard from the teachers from the Great Millstone, okay, the apostles and elders, bishops, brothers, all right, priests, prophets, okay, starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. That's where you're going to get the truth of the Bible, right? Now, these people, all right, when I say these people, I'm talking about these so-called elites of the society, all right, they have created this illusion of fear, okay, that, speaking the truth of the Bible could bring potential, issues and so on and so forth, that they have to go ahead and be proactive, all right, in order to avoid these scenarios from taking place, right? So it's a whole lot of fear tactics, propaganda, right? What's the other one? Diversion tactics, okay, that these devils are going to use, all right, to push the world into believing, okay, that speaking the truth of the Bible is actually a harmful thing, okay. So as we read through this article here, we're going to go through it and then hopefully through the Spirit get some precepts and close it out. All right. It says legislation introduced in Canada's Parliament would eliminate the use of, quote, belief in a religious text, end quote, as a defense against hate crime charges. Okay, now what exactly is hate crime? Nobody knows, right? Hate crime is, according to their definition, we don't really know what that is. All right. Another thing that they also push is hate speech, right? We've lost a lot of channels. I've lost a lot of videos stemming from YouTube classifying some of our videos as hate speech, right? Or conspiracy or whatever the case may be, which we now know that is all another way of them pushing against this truth, because this truth is actually getting to them. Okay. Just like they did back in ancient Rome. Okay. They persecuted the men who were speaking the truth. Okay, ultimately they put Yahweh Shai to death because he was changing, all right, the culture of those times. Okay, via the truth. A lot of people were waking up just like today. Okay, the culture, the customs, all right, that these people have always known is disseminating because the truth is out. Okay, so it says what? It says legislation introduced in Canada's Parliament would eliminate the use of, quote, belief in a religious text, end quote, as a defense against hate crime charges. So now we know, all right, just by reading that alone, they are planning to bring about hate crime charges. Okay, look at what's going on with this border situation that has opened up the floodgates for people to commit all kinds of crimes and get away with it. Okay, I believe just in the past week or two alone, all right, there have been so many different rape situations, murders, stabbings, shootings, right? So this is just the beginning. So as the summer months come around, the weather starts getting warmer, a lot more people outside, the days are getting longer, right? People are going to take advantage of that because resources are being depleted every single day. Okay? Things are getting worse and worse and worse every single day. You're going to see a lot more people walking in the streets because they cannot afford cars, right? Repos are going out the roof. A lot of people are behind their car payments. Okay? And this is all being done by design. And we told you this was going to happen. Okay? That they're going to, when we say the, we're talking about the people, we're talking about these people going back to the World Economic Forum. All right. When they say you own nothing and you be happy, this is the start to that. Okay. The number one goal is depopulation. Now, let me see if I can find that on Google real fast. They had it for the longest, and then all of a sudden they took it down, right? The Georgia Guidestones inscription, right? Let's read a little bit about what it says, and let's see if it's all coming to pass, if it makes sense, or maybe it's just still a so-called conspiracy theory, right? Let's see. The Georgia Guidestones. Let's read. I actually want to see what was on it. There you go. The inscription reads, or read, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Okay. Number 2, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. We know that's going to be inverted, right? Because they're not going to guide reproduction, for the benefit of humanity. If your first goal is to depopulate, okay, then you have to use certain methods, number 1, to get to that goal, and then number 2, to maintain the number that you're at, right? Just so in the words of Kill Babes, what did he say? He said, if they were to bring out a good Vanessa and a very effective eugenics program, right? Those two things go together. Then we can depopulate the earth by about 10 to 15%. He said this around the stage, and people clap for it. It says, unite humanity with a living new language. You hear that? So their third step, unite humanity with a living new language, all right, is what you're starting to see. And that new so-called living language is all going to be promoting death, because these devils are always inverted. That's why they're known as the devils that the Bible speaks of, which means what? A devil means adversary. Okay? Or I guess, no. Devil is a false accuser. Okay? Diabolos. Okay? Which means a slanderer or false accuser. All right? Satan is adversary. All right? So, going back to the article, it says, repealing the exemption in Canada's criminal code could criminalize sermons and messages using the Bible or other religious texts as the basis for critiquing other religions or addressing issues such as transgender TG rights. All right, TG rights, critics warn. Okay, so that new language is basically witchcraft, because that new language is going to exclude the truth. All right, new speak, new language. Right? Unite humanity with a living new language. Wow. It says, when you click on new language, it says a constructed language, in a language whose phonology, grammar, phonology is going into the sound of words, right? Or the study of the sound of words. It says grammar and vocabulary, instead of having developed naturally, are consciously devised for some purpose, which may include being devised for a work or fiction. A constructed language may also be referred to as an artificial, planned, or where is it at? Oh, I lost it. Hold on one second. There you go. It says a constructed language may also be referred to as an artificial, planned, or invented language, or in some cases a fictional language, meaning it's not real. Okay, telling people that a man could be a woman, that goes against the rules of nature. That hence it's not real, but they want you to believe it's real. Okay, they're using technology and modern day witchcraft / medicine to make this illusion stick. All right, but whatever you do, you notice they're not creating a whole new gender. They're just tricking people to switch from one to the other, so-called switch, because you're not really that. Okay, you can't change a man to a woman, no matter what you do. All right, all these people that you see walking in the streets they have these so-called illusion of freedoms and rights and whatever the hell they think they got going on. It's all going to lead to their destruction. Now, words like that you just heard to the Canadian government and very soon around the world, that's going to be deemed as hate speech. Okay, because now, according to what the scriptures say, that all these people are going to be put to sleep. All right, very soon when the Lord comes back by thermonuclear fire, they don't want people to realize that. They don't want people to hear that. Because what's that going to do? It goes against their agenda. Okay? Now people are going to start saying, oh, yo, damn, the fire is going to be coming down. And if you're of the elect, you're going to repent. You see? And you're going to stay away from their agenda. You're going to have an open mind, which is going to give you a better chance to fight against their next moves. Okay? Because now you have that wisdom, you have the knowledge, you have the understanding, you have that courage, you have that faith. You see? Which is going to be a problem for them when they make their next move, ultimately to bring about that MOTB. There's only one book in the world that explains what that MOTB prophecy is all about. And before they bring that prophecy out, or at least fulfill that prophecy, they want to make sure that they push or do away with those who speak the truth and at least become a beacon of light in the time of darkness when that time comes. Okay? Quite figuratively and literally too, when the darkness comes. Okay? So, continuing, it says, so let's go back to the Georgia Guidestones, right? So their third wish list, all right, is to unite humanity with a living new language, right? Which we know is all going to be basically new speak, bullshit, right? Double speak, all kinds of shit, right? It says rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Okay, now they have something known as the U.S. Army Internment Resettlement. All right, and I have that in a PDF. All right, and when it comes to religion specifically, they talk about people who are going to be detained who have extreme ideologies. They're going to have to re-educate them. Okay, so if you have the way we teach, the truth of the Bible, it's completely something that these devils go against, right? It's too much. It exposes everything that they've been standing on, So in order for them to make sense out of why they're going to stop us from teaching this truth, they have to create a narrative, okay? And then once the narrative is up and standing, they can start their dehumanization tactics, okay? That means they're going to use the media through propaganda to dehumanize the prophets. All right. And then once that dehumanization technique has been disseminated, then now they can come in and do the attack, because now the people are going to be on some like, yeah, these people are crazy. These people are terrorists. These people are this. These people are hate speech speakers. That sort of thing. All right. So they plan on re-educating, brothers if we end up in a C camp, so to speak. But that's where you're gonna run into some shit. See, you should go back and read about the seven brothers and their mother, all right, in the book of Maccabees. Okay, that's the kind of spirit that we have. That's the kind of spirit that we come in with. All right, we're not gonna denounce our faith because of Esau. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna denounce our Lord, our power, because we can't. All right, it's not something that's possible. We can't. He says, "Ye shall have no other God before me." That's our first law. That's our first commandment. All right, so by default, we can't go against that. Now that we know what that is, we can't go against that. We will not go against that. All right, so that's the word right there. Their fifth wish list, it says, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts, and that's Esau. Come on. Okay, with fair laws and just courts, but yet you're pushing for this to demonize anyone who speaks from the Bible? How is that fair? How is that fair? So it's okay for you to stop one group of people from speaking because it offends another group. Well, that's not fair, right? That's not a fair game. That's not freedom of speech like they like to push, right? Anyway, so going back to the article, it says, Francois Blanchet, leader of the minority bloc Quebecois Party, submitted the private members' bill, defined as a measure not sponsored by a cabinet minister or parliamentary secretary, in November and again last month. The measure received an initial reading in the lower chamber, but no action has followed. Mr. Blanchet said when he introduced the bill that its purpose is to allow authorities to prosecute anti-Semitic speech. Oh, you see how they bring it in? They use it's something known as sensationalism. Okay, let's actually look it up real quick. All right, I want to get the definition for it. All right, what is sensationalism? Right, it's just something that they use the media to do. Okay, countless amounts of sensationalism, which is a great tool for propaganda. Right, what is sensationalism? It says the use of exciting or shocking stories or language at the expense of accuracy, right? In order to provoke public interest or excitement. There you go. Okay, another term for it is phenomenalism, right? Sensationalism. Telling a story in an overblown, exaggerated way to make it seem more exciting. To make it more exciting, right? So that is sensationalism. So that's what they do. Okay, so they said Mr. Blanchet said when he introduced the bill that its purpose is to allow authorities, who the hell are those authorities, right, to prosecute anti-Semitic speech. So there's no more freedom of speech. It's permitted speech. You're not permitted or allowed to say this. You can't say it because then it becomes a crime if you do say it. Right? So it starts off with anti-Semitic. Next thing you know, everything that these people come out with, especially after the Who Dat does their One Accord Treaty thing in May. All right, who knows what's about to happen with this whole eclipse coming up in April? They got this movie coming out called Civil War that's also slated for April, right? So who knows what's going to be happening within these next few months that will make that One Accord Treaty coming up in May justified. And if so, then these kind of bills will take effect. Okay, because now you can't speak against the Who Dat because then that would be medical misinformation. You see, so it's not just going to be anti-Semitic or whatever the hell they call it. All right, it's going to be everything that these people come out with. If you go against it, nah, you can't do that. Okay, and who's behind all this? People like Kill Babes. Okay, he outright just says it. He says it straight up. He's like, yo, social media and conspiracy theories and that kind of thing. They group the truth into that category. And that should tell you all you need to know, that when we tell you that these people are the devils that the Bible speaks of, that's all you need to know, man. Because they show you every day. They can't stand the truth of the Bible. I mean, when we were kids, people who were afraid of the Bible were witches, warlocks, and demons, the devil, right? So if you have a problem with the Bible like that, to the point where you want to ban it and make it a crime to speak from it, what does that make you? What society are you telling the world that you're living in? Clearly a godless society, right? And what does the scripture say about godless societies? Let's get a little bit of those godless societies, right? What's the judgment for that? These people, man. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 9. It says, behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger. See, we're telling you what the Bible actually is saying. All right, not what the world wants you to feel. All right, but what the truth really is, which is you don't have much time to repent, because all the things that we've been saying is coming to pass. Okay, and those that consent unto these governments, guess what? You're gonna be in crazy, crazy derision, as the scripture has said. Right? So it says, "What? Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it." Okay, so let's look up the word destroy. Let's see what that word actually means. Okay, the word destroy. Okay, since they want to ban the Bible so goddamn bad, let's see. What's the Lord going to do to a nation or a country that says we want to ban the Bible and those who speak it? Let's see. The Lord says he's going to destroy them, right? Destroy, to exterminate, to annihilate, okay? To devastate, to exterminate. We read that already. To exterminate. I like it, right? To annihilate, to exterminate. See, so this is what the Lord is going to do. But how is he going to do it? By fire, okay? And brimstone, all right? Those nuclear missiles. See? So when you have your so-called leaders coming around and lying to you, telling you that, oh, this is to protect you from hate speech, it's like, okay, the average person doesn't worry about shit like this, bro. All right, the average so-called J is not running around thinking, oh my God, these people are saying anti-Semitic stuff to me and my family. No, they don't care. Business goes on as usual. All right, they're still the boss of whatever company they own. They still got people working for them. Right? They still running shit normally. They don't care about these stupid little political games that these devils be playing. Okay? It only works on the dumb masses. All right? Dumb masses who are just out there waiting to eat missiles. All right? Getting ready to line up to go take that sea hit so they can eat, because they can't think. All right? They don't see the danger ahead of them. All right? Anyway, let's keep going. So back to the article. It says, the measure is needed to, quote, refrain from giving inappropriate and undue privileges to people within a society who use them to disturb the peace and harmony, especially if those privileges enable people to sow hatred or wish death upon others based on a belief in some divine power, end quote, he told Parliament. All right? So it looks like every day these Satanists, all right, are all coming out, and they're nowhere to be found but in these high positions, whether it be in entertainment or in politics or in religion or whatever the case may be. They're all coming out. You got TD Bakes coming out doing all kinds of weirdo shit, right? You got P. Diddy coming out doing all kinds of weirdo shit, right? Taylor Swift out there doing all kinds of witchcraft, all kinds of wild, crazy stuff, right? These governments are just outright telling the people what they're about to do to the people, just crazy shit. And it seems like we're the only people that are the bad guys when we highlight these things that's going on around the world through the scriptures. All right. So they're starting to kick into the next gear of outright just coming against the truth. Okay, because it's challenging their warped illusion of a dream of becoming a god on this earth. All right, it challenges that. It challenges the whole ideology of them having this so-called New World Order and being God on this earth, and people being merged into technology and chipped and all kinds of shit. The scriptures, the prophecies are challenging that, destroying those wishes and those dreams, and it's pissing Esau off. So he thinks by stopping it is going to, enable him and his chances of completing his goal. See, but the scriptures tell you that the days are moving so fast, you're gonna have to come down with great wrath because you don't have much time. See, so time is against you. Okay. It says 2/3 of Canadians surveyed February 16th to 18th by the polling firm Ledger said they support the measure. All right. A lot of these polls are all fraudulent anyway, so we don't really take that too seriously. All right. But who knows, right? Hey, the average person is out of their minds anyway. It says 2/3. Right. That number is very, very prevalent in Israel in terms of the prophecy of those who are going to be delivered and those who are going to be destroyed. On this side, okay, when the fire comes, 2/3 of our people are going to be completely annihilated. Okay, and the 1/3 are going to be delivered. That's the elect. All right. And it tells you that in the book of, let's get that real quick. All right. The Lord is going to send out his angels when he comes back to deliver only his elect. Okay. So if you're not of that number, then yeah. All right. There's a book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 31. It says, "And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other." See? So it tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, that Yahushua's chariot was so big that it covered the whole entire skies. Right? From one end of the heaven to the other, basically. It was a huge mountain, you know, in terms of what Ezra saw. Right? He said he looked all around the corners. He couldn't see from where this thing ends. Like, it's so big, it covers the whole sky from one end to the other. Right? So even in that context, Yahushua's chariot would tower, all right, over the land of America, Babylon the Great. It will cast a great shadow. All right. That's why it's going to be a dark, dark day, blocking out the sun and everything, like an eclipse. You know, that dark shadow over America. All right. And then through that, boom, it's about to be a wrap. All right. So Matthew 24:31 is specifically geared for the deliverance of the elect. All right. But deliverance from what? From the destruction, the fire. Okay. That's what these people are trying not to, they don't want people to hear about it so they can repent. All right. But that's okay, because you're still going to be destroyed if you're not the elect. All right. Whether you hear it or not. It says, but Jeff King, going back to the article, president of the Washington-based International Christian Concern, said Thursday the proposal is, quote, designed to silence, end quote, people whose opinions differ from prevailing thought. Right? So those nut jobs, right? Those, oh, you guys are part of the Hebrew Israelites, those radicalized Hebrew Israelites, right? We are going to be in that spectrum of being silenced, because what we say differs from the mainstream thought, okay, or the mainstream ideology. Very soon, when the whole world is pushing for the world to push, when the whole world is pushing for the people to get this MOTB, right, that'll be the mainstream narrative. Reasons why, all right, and the consequences for not to, right? They're going to put it out there, but we're going to be the only ones who are saying, nah, F that. Keep your faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and don't take that thing. You're going to be all right. All you got to do is just believe that the Lord's going to take care of you, you and your family, and you're going to be all right. Their job is to make you not believe. Their job is to put everything that you will fear in this flesh in front of you. And our job is to let you know, no. Listen, this is why we've been warning you for all these years. Prepare for these times. It's not going to be easy. But the Lord is with us. He's always been with us. All right? And we got to be of strong courage. We can't give up. All right? The Lord is always going to be with us, man. All right? We're not here to play games. Okay? There's a book of Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. It says, have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord Yahweh thy power is with thee whithersoever thou goest. All right, and that reminded me of this testimony, all right, of a dream that the elder Malcolm's daughter had. He shared it in his one of his latest videos. You know, basically, in the dream he had gotten arrested and sent in, and you know, he was in some space, right? And they had all this media, you know, taking pictures, recording, putting it out in the mainstream, you know, basically demonizing, you know, and they were trying to interrogate him. All right. And he was like, he's coming. You know, obviously, you know, for us who are in the know, we understand what he was talking about. You know, Yahushua is coming. You know, he's the one who's coming. Right. And then his eyes started to glow, like into a yellowish, you know, power, like a glow. You know, like, yo, like superpower, like, oh shit, you know? And that's part of the Lord's defense, all right, or also coming to our aid in the time of trouble. That's how it always happens. You know, so we are going to go through the trouble, but the Lord said, be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. So we got to stand on our ground. Whatever we've been saying all this time through till now has happened. So everything that's to come next will happen. That includes the persecution and the destruction and the deliverance. Okay? The temptation in there, in the midst of all that. All right? So let's go back to the article. And mind you, this is just in, like, you might think of it as, oh, this is in Canada, it doesn't really apply to us. But they're using this as a test. If they can do it in Canada, what makes you think they can't do it here? Especially after May. See? Remember, a lot of the things that you consider constitutional rights are going to be null and void once that pandemic accord treaty kicks in. And they've designed it in such a way that people are going to be shocked, basically, when it happens, because when you get carried into a sea camp against your will, you're going to be like, how did this happen? You can't go to the court and be like, oh, my due process or, whatever. Nah. There's a health emergency. You are a health risk. At that point, ain't none of that. Yeah, you fell for the trick. It's a wrap. Okay, and with the integration of AI, it's over. See why it's called a beast system. So it says, quote, "We cannot urge direct violence against somebody," he said, "but free speech means we all have very different opinions in a democracy, and we're supposed to have vigorous debates." Well, they don't want that. They don't want debates. They just want one-sided conversations, right? Their side and nobody else's. That's what they want. So why would they make it an open space for everyone to have a conversation? No, that's not the point. Okay? They want to make it as hard as possible for us to tell the truth. See? And even Obama said that. All right? And I might put that in post-production, but he said it. He said, all they got to do is just put out a whole bunch of information. Just flood the internet with a whole bunch of BS. The people don't got to know the truth. They just got to believe what's going on to the point where they're not even going to know what to believe anymore. See? So that's what they're doing. They just put a whole bunch of shit out there. But what keeps you in line is the prophecies, the scriptures. Right? If it ain't in the scriptures, then it doesn't matter. See? So let's continue. And a lot of people are not even talking about this Neuralink thing that happened with Elon Musk. Right? It's a big thing. I mean, he's not openly coming out and talking about it, but guess what? A lot of people are not even really going into it like that. But that's the fulfillment of the last major prophecy left. Okay, this guy's out here talking about putting chips in your brain. That's the fulfillment of the Metapon. All right, Revelation 13, 16, 17, 18. Okay, where it talks about that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. That mark there is what Elon Musk has developed for the brain. Okay. So the next step is going to be the one that's going to be commercialized, which would be much easier for people to get. All right. It's going to be the one to be in your hand because that's going to be tied directly to your identification. Okay. That is you. And they're working on that. I believe out there in the EU, they've already signed off on certain things. All right. Certain bills and certain laws and legislations to make sure that very soon people are going to be digitally identified. Okay, so that's the step. All right, that's the step. The technology is already there. Now they're about to put out the infrastructure so that the technology can take over. And at that point, no man might buy or sell, see if he that had the you know what. See? So it's coming together beautifully. And it's happening very, very quick. Okay, that's why these devils are desperate to shut down those who bring out the truth when this thing pops out. Because people are going to have questions. All right. It says, under the proposal, he said, you can't say the Bible says so and so, or you could be arrested. To be charged, you can be fined. You see that? Despite labels, Mr. King said, this measure has nothing to do with combating anti-Semitism. And that's true. We've already talked about it in depth. So let's keep going. It says, Mr. Blanchett did not respond to a request for comment made through his spokesperson. Freedom of religious expression has been under attack in recent years. In Britain, several people have faced repeated criminal charges with no convictions for standing outside abortion clinics after business hours and silently praying. In Finland, a prosecutor is appealing the second acquittal of Parliament member Päivi Räsänen and a Lutheran bishop who were accused of hate speech for stating biblical beliefs on the modes, right? The modes, homosexuality, right? It says in August 2022, a regional, I can't read tonight. It says in August 2022, a regional court in Germany said 40 Days for Life, a pro-life group that held silent prayer vigils near an abortion counseling center in Pforzheim, could not be barred from holding such demonstrations. The ruling overturned a city ban on such demonstrations that the pro-familiar abortion counseling center had requested. I think it goes down a little bit more, but I think we're going to end it off there. Because there's a little bit more, but it's not really. The point has been made. The point has been made. All right. So, as it says, Canadian measure could remove free speech protection for quoting Bible sacred text. So they didn't even say the Quran, but other places are going to tie all that stuff in there too. They're going to label us, Muslim and all kinds of shit. It's easy for them to do. Okay. Let's get this and then we're gonna end it off. All right. Because these are times that we're coming in, man. There's a lot of stuff that's going on that they're setting up purposefully that they don't want anyone to be talking about. All right. You're alerting the people because people are starting to pay attention. So now they have to break that connection, all right, between the prophets and the people. All right, by demonizing the prophets and then destroying the platform, all right, that you'll be able to jump on and see videos and ask questions and that sort of thing, right? Because people ask questions and get answers, right? So they don't want that happening. All right, so going back, this is the book of Amos chapter 8 verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread." Okay. This specific famine here is not a famine of bread. Mind you, we are going to have a famine of bread, right? Shortages of food and so on and so forth, right? But this specific famine I'm talking about here has nothing to do with food for now. It's talking about what? It says, "Nor a thirst for water." So it's not about food and water, like legit food and water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. See? So the truth of the Bible being spoken by the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down, that's the word of the Most High that they don't want the world to even hear about. See? So they're gonna cut that. They're gonna cut that in there. They're gonna do something. All right. It says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it." All right. So people are gonna go, all right, extra lengths, all right, to kind of get in contact with brothers and find out what's going on. But you're not going to be able to get that. Okay. You're not going to be able to get that. So it's going to be those who are in the know. If you know brothers personally or whatever the case may be, that's probably the only way you're going to be able to contact brothers. But on the YouTube and all these other social media platforms, ain't nobody going to be trying to put their, so-called digital ID and all kinds of shit just so you can put up a YouTube video. Come on, man. It ties into everything you do, everything you say. Right? So that's the platform that they're going to build for the MOTV. They got to create a profile. So once you get that CHIP, your profile is already built. They already know what you're doing, what you've been doing, right? It's already in there, right? So that's the time that we're coming in, man. So we got to buckle up and, maintain our faith in Yahweh Bash and Yahweh Shai. All right, because it's coming. It's surely coming, man. These devils start putting shit out like this. You already know what time it is, man. They have no fear whatsoever. All right, Canadian measure would remove free speech protection for quoting Bible. Wow. See? So we're almost there. We're almost there. But anyway, I'm going to leave it up there. Lord willing, you were edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash, the water, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.
Understand, it's not necessary for people to believe this information in order to weaken democratic institutions. You just have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage. You just have to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough conspiracy theorizing that citizens no longer know what to believe. Once they lose trust in their leaders, in mainstream media, in political institutions, in each other, in the possibility of truth, the game's won.